Am I too sexy for you? I already know the answer. Yes. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to achieve this gorgeous back-to-school makeup look. It is a little bit heavier, but of course you can just skip some steps to make it lighter and more to your personal preference. I tried to keep this makeup look down to drugstore products. I tried to use more of them than higher end products because I have a lot of higher end products and I prefer to use higher end products, but drugstore is still great. I still love drugstore, but you can definitely change things around to what you want. Your foundation, your concealer, the ones that you usually use, you know, everything. You can just switch out the products and try to keep the same looks, or you can just completely follow this step by step if you have the exact same makeup, or if you really like these products and you want to go get them. But yeah, this makeup look is very, very easy, and I think anyone can do it, even if you have a really low skill set with makeup, as long as you don't, you know, pick up too much product on your brush and like swirl everywhere, unless you're like a 3-year-old and take a brush and you're like, woo, I'm coloring. But if you're like fine at makeup and you know what to do and what not to do. But yeah, so if you would like to see how to get this makeup look, keep watching. Okay, so starting out with the face, I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal Paris True Matte Super Blendable Makeup in Nude Beige W3. I like this drugstore foundation for my full coverage. Usually on a school day, I would much prefer a BB cream, but I'm doing a foundation because I know a lot of you struggle, or maybe not a lot of you, but I know some of you probably struggle with acne. And this foundation is great for covering up everything and giving you a super flawless airbrush kind of finish, which is what I really like. I am not a big foundation person when it comes to using brushes. I really only like using my beauty blender. So if there was one high-end thing that I would say you needed in your life, like yesterday, would be the beauty blender. Next, I always like to move on to my concealer, so I like to take my MAC Studio Fix concealer, or sometimes I'll take the Kohl Longwear. Today I'm not going to, I'm just going to take this one. But I would recommend a concealer, especially for your under-eye bags, because you definitely don't want to look super, super tired. And using a concealer that is a little bit lighter than your skin tone is going to help brighten up your face a lot more, just because it's going to bring light, and to me light is youthfulness, and if you didn't use it, you have dark under eye circles, which will make you look super, super tired. And make sure that you go right in here, you can see, right in here, because that is where it can get the most dark and where it can potentially make you look more tired. And next we're going to move on to priming the eyelids. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I really, really like this primer. I always make sure to prime my eyes because I don't want any creasing to happen with the eyeshadow. Okay, so you can use whatever you want for your eyebrows. Personally, I like to either use a pomade consistency or a gel eyeliner. I know it sounds weird, but it can work. Or I'll use an eyeshadow. You can use whatever you choose. You can get a drugstore option if you have one. I don't have any drugstore eyebrow products, so I'm just going to take the shadow that I usually use to fill in my eyebrows, which is the Naked 2 from the Naked Basics palette. And I just like to fill in my eyebrows slightly. I always think it is really important to fill in your eyebrows because it does frame your face, but before I do that, I almost forgot. I always need to brush them out with a spoolie just to get the shape in place. Like that. And then I just take the eyeshadow that's on the brush and I just comb it through. Or like swipe it through really lightly. just to fill in any sparse areas. Okay, so now I have the eyebrows done, I can go back to the eyes. So for the eyes, I'm going to be taking this amazing Maybelline eyeshadow quad. I used to use this every day in 2012, I swear. It's just really simple, and I would recommend a palette for school, just that way every eyeshadow you need is just right there instead of having a bunch of little eyeshadows that you need to go find. If I completely neglected to say the name of this eyeshadow palette, it is Mocha Motion. Just putting that in there because I know it sucks when people don't mention the name of the product, but as always, the products will all be listed down below. So I'm pretty much just gonna follow this. I usually don't, but I like the way that they organize it in here, so that's just what I'm going to do. First thing I like to do is I do like to take the base shade and just run that all over my eyelid, just because a base shade can help the eyeshadow blend a lot smoother, which is really why they put a base shade in there, because they're not just putting it in there just for the sake of another eyeshadow. It is honestly gonna help the eyeshadow blend so much easier. So after that, I do like to take the lid shade, which is right up here, and I do like to use this across my lid. You can use it with any brush that you really want. I'm just going to use a flat shader brush just because I like it better with a flat shader brush. I think it makes the pigmentation a lot stronger. So then I just take this all over the lid like the palette says. It's a really cool color. I really like it, and it is cool toned. Haha, my pen there. Whoa, that's dark. Sorry for the lighting issues. But yeah, it does take a few kind of coats to go over it just to get, you know, a good pigmentation. Just because it is drugstore, it is going to be a little bit harder to work with, just a little bit harder to blend, and the pigmentation may not be as great as, say, Urban Decay, MAC, or anything like that. Okay, so you could completely leave the eyeshadow like this. It's completely your choice. But I am going to take the crease color right here, and I am going to drag that through the crease as it says with a fluffy brush. Again, the pigmentation in this isn't that great, so you kind of do have to build it up on your brush before going in. But I just like to run this through the crease really easily, just because I like to have a little bit of definition with eye, because if I don't, I just feel I look pretty washed out. And then I'm going to take the side that says liner, and I'm not going to use it as a liner. I am going to put this in my outer V just for the little extra bit of depth. Just right here. And I like to kind of take my brush in the outer part of my eye and just kind of open it and swirl it around. Like that. And then you make sure to always blend everything out, just so that way you have no harsh lines. Like so. It's super easy, but it looks a little bit more done up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other eye like I did before, and I will be right back with the next one. Okay, so this is the eyeshadow completed. I know it may look a little bit intense for some of you, but like I said, you didn't have to do the crease and the outer edge or the outer corner. It just, to me, it makes it look a little bit more defined, and that's just what I like to wear, but you can completely just leave it at the lid color to keep it more natural. Okay, so now I'm just going to pack on the mascara. I'm going to be using the Voluminous Million Lashes by L'Oreal and the Voluminous Natural Mascara, the L'Oreal Voluminous Natural Mascara on my bottom lashes. Top lashes, bottom lashes. Let's go. Okay, so these are the eyes finished. Okay, so after the eyes are completed, I like to move back onto the face, and I just like to powder my T-zone with the Maybelline matte powder. I do really like this powder. I think it's really nice, and I just like to apply it on my T-zone because that is the only place I get oily. We're going to move on to just bronzing up the face a little bit with my Bourjois chocolate powder. That's just what I like to call it because it looks like a chocolate bar. It's really nice. You can do blush as well, or you can just do bronzer, or you can completely skip this step. I personally just like to go with bronzer, but you can completely do blush if you want and skip the bronzer, or do both, or none, or whatever you choose to do. I just really like to bronze up the face. And also, if you don't have Bourjois near you, because I don't, I just got it when I was in Europe last summer, just use either like a Wet n Wild one or the NYX one. They're all pretty good. Just make sure the shimmer level is pretty low, and make sure it's mainly matte if you are planning on contouring. I'm just really bronzing up the face just a little bit, just to give shape back, and taking it down my neck to hide any double chin. So if you do this, it contours away your double chin just a little bit, and I'm bringing it down my neck just to make sure my neck and my face are the same color. Okay, so I did kind of change my mind about the blush. I'm gonna go with a blush that also, it's pretty shimmery, which isn't something I'd go for, but this is the Wet n Wild, sorry, I just hit that. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Powder. This is a highlighter with some blush in there, and the blush is pretty illuminating too. So if you can see like that, I'm just gonna take the two pink shades down the middle. Just gonna go like this, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to lightly go along my cheeks. Okay, so my camera just cut me off, but I just put on the blush, and now I'm just going to put on some lipstick. I'm going to be taking this soft coral one by Rimmel and just applying that on my lips, because it's very natural and really pretty, and I think it's really school appropriate. So yeah. Okay, so this is my finished makeup. I hope you all really like it, and like I said, you can switch out different products for what you prefer, because makeup is very personal, so use your favorite products and things that you want to use. But this is what I had on hand, and this is basically all the drugstore that I have, honestly. Maybe I have a little bit more drugstore lipsticks, but mainly this is like all my drugstore products. But yeah, I hope you did really like this makeup tutorial, and I hope you all try it out. Keep in mind though, if you are not allowed to wear makeup to school, do not wear this, because you can obviously tell you're wearing makeup. But yeah, honestly, I would say for back to school, you do nice makeup for maybe the first month or two, and then you're down to mascara and concealer, and you're out the door, or maybe not even anything. That's how I am, honestly. But I really do like this makeup look for those of you that want to do, you know, the full Shazam type thing. And I think that's all I have left to say. So I hope you all enjoy this makeup tutorial, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!